You don't have a guy that has 1,964 yards. That's a special person. He broke the single season receiving yards record for all time. That's a special person that you have, on your team. You don't get somebody like that, every year. That's a once in a generation, type player. And both of these players, Barry Sanders retired early and Megatron retired early, and then you're trying to get money back from a signing bonus. Now that may not be all about it. It may have been something else, but here's the thing about that. I think, let's be honest, Detroit fans, Lion fans are faithful fans. Don't get me wrong, but you can best believe some of those games that they got on TV and some of those games people were going to was because of Barry Sanders. And the same thing applies to Calvin Johnson. Don't get full of yourself just thinking everyone showed up because the Lions is such a great organization and they got good people. No. They were there because, especially after going through an 0-16 season, they were there because of Calvin Johnson. And you're asking for money back. You need to just let him have that money. It was $320,000. Really? Really? Come on, man. I mean, Lopan even agree with me on that. Let him keep the money.
Indeed.
Yeah, let him keep the money. It's not that big of a deal. So I think they were just tripping and they rubbed him the wrong way, and that's not how you treat, somebody. He never talked bad about the team. He never said, I need to get more help or anything like that. He just said, hey, we're trying to, we're trying to do things over here and we're trying to do it the right way. So I'm going to lean on the side with Calvin Johnson, with this. But at the end of the day, they'll work it out, man. I mean, plenty of guys has had problems with the organization, and then after a while, they all squash it. So shouts out to Gary G Money Joyner. He's in the building. What's up, G Money? And oh my gosh, Lopez's biggest nemesis, Big L, is in the building. What's up, Big L? I'm gonna tell Lopan because he went upstairs for a second. So when he get back, I'll let him know, you here. He ain't gonna be happy, but I'll let him know you here. Slade said Lions could have took more according to the contract. Yeah, they might could have, Slade, but it's really kind of, it's certain things that you just don't do. And that right there is just like, don't even touch it. Just take the L. We've been taking L's for years now. What's another L? I mean, come on now. You sold his jersey, made all this money. DJ Dollar said, Jelani, I think you should look into a speech therapist for Lopan. He may be delayed in putting more than one word together. Well, Lopan believes that. Oh, Lopan just walked in here. Lopan, DJ Dollar and Cent said you need to focus on more than just one word.
Indeed.
Well, Lopan agrees, but he said, those words are very powerful that he speaks.
Indeed.
So he said he gonna stick with it. So Lopan, it would be nice if you actually had another, word other than just indeed, So I got my voice high on that one, But ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Wait a Minute Show. I am your host, Jelani JB Bodie. I appreciate you sticking it out with me for this power hour for Hump Day leading over into Memorial Day weekend. But let's get back to got a little bit off topic, but let's get back into some of the news going on. And point guards are, being talked about, being on the market. So guys like D Rose, and Chief, I'll be interested to hear your comments on this. He's being linked to possibly the Timberwolves or the Spurs. And my man CP3 is also being linked to the Spurs. So question of the day really is, what one of those guys, where would they fit? Would D Rose be a good fit in Minnesota with Coach Thibodeau? I almost forgot his name. Or would it be better in San Antonio? Now the whole thing about San Antonio is that they don't have that much money. They got to get rid of a lot of players, to make room to pay, guys what they're going to want to get paid. But could they take, a dramatic pay cut for an opportunity and just an opportunity. Not saying it's going to happen, but the opportunity to give themselves a win. I think, D Rose, he's only 28. I keep forgetting that. For some reason, I want to say I think he's a lot older. But Vince, chime in on this. How would you like, D Rose being in Lake Minnetonka? I think that would be a nice. And D Rose had a good year. He averaged 18 points and almost 5 assists. A game. And to me, that's really good for operating in a dysfunctional situation that was the New York Knicks. Chief said nobody want Rose. If so, they can have that bum. But Chief, I just said he was averaging 18 points. You gotta attest some of that situation of what was going on in New York, because you're jeopardizing losing Porzingis. That had to play a part, in this. It's 82 games of dealing with crap. So I don't know. CP3, Big L says CP3 is a better fix. Better fix where? For San Antonio, I take it that's what you mean in Big L. Could be. But here's what your team might look like. You will have CP3, Kawhi, LaMarcus Aldridge. I don't know if you will have Jonathan Simmons. You probably will have Jonathan Simmons, Danny Green, and those young guys like my man out of Washington, the rookie. DeJounte, because you're going to lose guys like to make room. If CP3 is going to get paid, to make room, you're going to lose guys like Patty Mills. You would lose Pau Gasol. Now people would probably say that's not really a loss, but David Lee, you're going to lose guys like that. So you kind of maybe going to the Golden State route as far as like how that plays out. But I would love to see. I think I'm with Vince. I think I would love to see D Rose in Minnesota, running up and down with guys like Zach LaVine and Wiggins and man, Karl Anthony Towns, like what him and D Rose probably could do, that would probably be nasty. Rough Buff don't believe it. He said Rose is washed. So I'm taking it he means Rose is washed up. 18 points on the losing team don't count is what Rough Buff is saying. But shouts out to my man Rough Buff, part of X Squad affiliates as well, representing all things Buffalo. But these are things to think about. DJ Dollar Sense is saying trade Aldridge. So that could be a possibility. A lot of people think he's soft, DJ Dollar and Sense, and maybe not a right fit for that team. He could go back to Portland, but I don't know what Portland would be able to get, give up for him. But Big L said time for Spurs to clean house. Old guys need to go. Hey, Big L, come on, man. What's up? You can't be, putting the old guys out there like that, but it is what it is, So we will move on, from that. We're getting close to the end of the show, so I want to cover a couple more topics, with everyone and get their thought process with it. But I want to send a shout out also to, because I was talking about graduation, a brother named Myron Rolle. If you don't forget, he played for Florida State, but got drafted in the 6th round by the Tennessee Titans, played safety for a little bit. Now that brother went back, he got the opportunity to go to Oxford and I think Harvard and all that stuff. But he graduated, ladies and gentlemen, and he graduated from med school, so he's going to be a neurosurgeon. So shouts out to Myron Rolle for an awesome accomplishment. Kids, give it up for Myron Rolle. Yeah. Smart brother. DJ Dollinson said 18 points ain't ish when you play half the season, sir, regarding Rose. So he's not sold on Rose. Big L said Lopan is about 85, right? Time for Lopan to go too. Hey, no one knows how old Lopan is.
Indeed.
So, but he said he's young at heart. He said ask Mocha Bella. But, did I slip that out? Sorry about that, Lopan. I didn't mean to put your business out there like that. But, we're we're going to touch a little bit with college football. Your man Terry Bradshaw was put in the news, and I got to, bring this up because he's smoking something. Or he talking crazy. So Terry Bradshaw's got an issue with Nick Saban making $11 million a year, being the highest paid college coach in the NCAA for football. He said $11 million. He said that's, and Terry Bradshaw went to Louisiana Tech. He said that's Louisiana Tech, I guess, budget for the whole year for their program. But here's the thing that Terry's missing out on. One, this isn't 1970. Two, I don't know if you've been looking, but I'm not an Alabama fan at all. So don't get me started with them. But I respect game. This man got 4 championships. 4 NCAA championships. He constantly and consistently always has one of the highest ranked recruiting class every year. He has all the top prospects, maybe not quarterback, but running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers, safeties, cornerbacks. I mean, he always get the best of the best, and he is always in the mix. When you talk about Alabama and you talk about Nick Saban, the only thing you talk about is, can anybody stop them from winning the SEC championship and the national championship? Who can stop Alabama? And we saw what happened, what Clemson had to do. Clemson had to go down to the wire to beat this team. So Terry Bradshaw, fall back, sit back, be quiet, because the man is winning. And you should understand that. Being on the Pittsburgh Steelers winning, 4 championship rings. Now, people will say that had a lot more to do with the other brothers that was on the team than Terry, but whatever. Matter of fact, maybe you are the Alabama quarterback. I don't know. Your wide receivers, defensive players, and everything go out and you just chuck it and make sure it's like, go catch the ball. But it's just like, fall back, man. Fall back. Chief Rocker says, Jelani, if he has all that, then why only 4 rings? Here's the thing, and please don't throw that Ohio State stuff in here, Chief, because Nick Saban has set the bar as far as like what is considered to be successful or and right now he's winning. He's winning and he's getting a recruit. So it is what it is. You just gotta respect that. DJ Dollinson said Terry Bradshaw is the most overrated Hall of Fame quarterback in history. I'm not gonna go there. I mean, I'll take your word for it. DJ Dollinson. It does seem like he was, on the road, to the Super Bowl with some guys. But hey, and he said so is Urban. So shots fired at Chief Rocker team Ohio State. I like it. Mocha said, Lopan, I want to tuck you in tonight. Lopan, did you hear that?
Indeed.
So Lopan said he got on his pajamas, let him know what time and place. He said, your place or his. Wait a minute, Lopan. You ain't got no place, man. You live with me. That ain't going down in my house. You better go. You better go to Mocha's. So we're gonna end the show, on this last topic. So again, you listen to the Wait a Minute show. So I appreciate you spending this time, with me on Hump Day this evening. Golden State. We're gonna finish this with Golden State again. Golden State owner is in the news. And he's talking a little trash. He brought up, they were asking him about, who he want to see in the finals, Boston or Cleveland. And he said, I don't care who we play, but my preference is Cleveland. We have some unfinished business. He said, we were the better team, but they did win. In reference to last year's finals. So here's the thing about that I will say. I've told people about poking bears, grizzly bears. Don't poke the grizzly bear. Why are you talking? You the owner. Please be an owner. Sit back, cut the checks, and pat people on the back. There's no need for you to go out there and add on or give any other team more incentive than what they already got. Cleveland is looking for you anyway, so you ain't even got to worry about that. And you should want Cleveland anyway, because if you got Boston and you mollywop them, no one is really going to call y'all champions.